Hey, what's going on? It's Derek with Make That Make Sense. And that's what we're going to try to do today. We're going to touch on a topic that's pretty prevalent in our community. The black and brown communities are experiencing this problem. And we're just trying to figure out how to deal with it. And we're trying to understand why it even occurs to begin with. So what we see in public a lot of times is a lot of conflict. And it seems like it's sparked just by our presence. They see somebody who's got dark skin, and all of a sudden there's some type of issue. And we typically don't see that with people of their same persuasion. I don't see a lot of videos like that. There are some. There's definitely some unhinged people that are just unleashing themselves on the public in general. But black and brown people, I think we have a little bit of a different experience with it, because a lot of times it goes to a higher place because it goes to police involvement. And that is our issue, because someone's coming up to us and acting like an authority and trying to tell us what to do. And I don't know what causes them to want to do that, but they just can't help themselves from trying to be an authority and getting us to do what they want us to do. And if we don't do it, they get all in a huff. They'll get in your face, or they'll be approaching you, and they'll be trying to intimidate you. And if that doesn't work, then it's automatically, I'm going to call the police. And I feel like if you're the authority, why you got to call somebody else? You're not the authority, so you shouldn't even be coming at somebody in that manner. It's okay to approach us and ask a question, or say what you need to say, but say it respectfully and not try to bully us, because we see it, and that's going to be a conflict. You already know that there's going to become conflict if you try to bully somebody into doing something, because you wouldn't want it done to yourself. You understand, because when you start this conflict, you don't like it when somebody says, hey man, just go ahead, everything's cool, we don't want any problems, just go on back to where you came from, basically. Go back in your house, or go ahead, we cool here, we're not doing anything, or whatever. We just want to be left alone. And then it gets to be a thing, like a bravado thing or whatever, and they want to assert their authority in such a way like, oh, you're not listening to what I'm saying, you're going to have to listen to what I'm saying. You need to do what I'm telling you to do. It's like, we're not your kids. So it's like, you get it. You don't like it when we say, hey, calm down, or move away, or back up off me, and leave me alone, don't touch me. We're saying all of those things, and you don't like it because you feel like a black person or a brown person is telling you what to do, and you don't like it. But you feel like the other way around, it makes sense. And you have the authority, and you're supposed to be able to tell somebody what to do. And if they don't do what you said to do, then you got to call the police. I'm like, if you're the authority, you shouldn't have to call nobody. You should be able to handle the situation yourself. But the best thing to do is just leave people alone. But let's get into this this video that I found just the other day. Let me go ahead and set that up real quick. It was posted by the Black Information Network. I've seen it in a couple different places, but this is the one I recorded off my phone just because I wanted to show it. We'll go ahead and play it. Hopefully you'll be able to hear what is being said. And if not, we'll fix it so that you can. Let's go ahead and get into this video and just see what it says.
Oh my God! Oh my God. She just hit her. You got it on camera. You just hit her.
You go ahead. She hit me first.
You hit her.
You hit my hand. You hit my hand.
All right, so what y'all think? I gotta applaud the young man because he stood his ground. He didn't put his hands on the dude where he might have been able to do that. He just kind of stood his ground and said, wait a minute, you're not going to push me around. We didn't see what happened prior to the video, and I know that's going to be the thing that people like to harp on is like, oh, well, you didn't see what happened before, so it obviously was, there must have been a way to make it the black dude's problem or make it his fault for this whole situation happening. So they'll come back and they'll say that. But I'm looking at the situation, and we can see enough from this situation that it's an antagonistic situation. You're an old man, right? I got grays, you got grays, but I'm looking at you, you look like you old as my father. Looking at this dude, he's old as my father. So he's not going to be able to really overpower this young dude. You're going to be surprised. You know, oh man, we got our strength too, but you got to watch out messing with these young cats. And I think, you know, there's maybe a little bit of jealousy. Maybe, you know, older cats see a young dude or whatever, and he's in the prime of his life, and this is a great time. And maybe they just kind of miss that part of their life. Maybe that's, maybe they wish they had did certain things in their life, or maybe it just looks like the young kid might be having too much fun. Maybe he's able to go into this crumble cookie store and get some cookies. And maybe when he was, you know, this guy was young, maybe he couldn't do that. Maybe he couldn't afford it or something. I don't know. But it seems like there's almost, there's just this tension all the time between older white dudes and young black men. They don't like young black men for whatever reason. And they're always jumping up trying to confront them. And all I'm saying is you better think twice before you do that. Now, they have the fallback because they can be like, I'm going to call the police. That's one fallback. And then number two, they can go to everybody and say, see, these people are violent. These people are aggressive. These young black men, you got to be careful with them. You don't want your kids around them because they're aggressive or they're violent. They'll do something to you. They forget the part about how they were being aggressive. I mean, if you look at this guy, let's go back and just look at the screenshot where it's at right now. He's in Buddy's face. Young dude is just standing there on his own. You can kind of tell, even just by looking at him right there, that young dude is just standing his ground. And he's not afraid of this dude. And this dude is asserting himself and trying to intimidate this young fella. The young fella's not the biggest guy in the world, but you know, as an old man, you can't underestimate their speed and their power. You don't want to underestimate that because that's not going to go good because this man is not in shape, right? It's not like he's going to the gym working out all the time or whatever, and he got his agility and all that kind of stuff. Your feet is not going to be able to move with the speed that this young man's feet is going to be able to move at. And that becomes a problem. You know, even a professional boxer might have that issue as they get older or whatever. It's like, how fast are your feet? Because if your feet are not fast and you're not on your feet and you're not able to center yourself, you're going to be in trouble. Because younger feet, those fast twitch muscles move a different way. They're a little stronger. Trust me, I've been through it. Being athletic when I was young and a sports player and all that kind of stuff or whatever. And then now I look at it now, it's like I'm going down the stairs and I'm like, I used to be able to like skip down the stairs or whatever, but now it's like them fast twitch muscles ain't the same because I'm not working them out. So and I'm getting older, so I can't do the same things I did when I was young. So maybe this dude, maybe he was a rabble rouser when he was young, but you're not that no more. So you probably should think about that. But it's just the idea of someone of this older gentleman's stature, his age. he should have the ability to make a different decision in that moment. The ability to walk away, to have the emotional intelligence to be able to walk away from a situation where maybe a young dude might not have that yet. You're supposed to gain a little bit of wisdom as you get older. You know, you're supposed to be able to discern situations and find a way to not involve yourself in something that could get you hurt. And you can't rely on the fact that, well, he's not supposed to hurt me. Because everybody don't work like that. Everybody don't move like that. We're all different people. We all have different triggers. We're all having different experiences in our life. We all have different stresses, and we all might react a certain way. Everybody's patience and everybody's line is not in the same place. So you can't go running and crossing everybody's line, because maybe that guy's maybe he's just a cool guy, docile, peaceful guy any other day, but he had a situation at home where it was conflict, or maybe he had a situation at school where it's conflict. Maybe he had a situation at work where it's conflict, and he's just got to the point where it's like, you know what? Leave me alone. I'm having enough trouble in my life already. I'm going to react if something happens, because I've already been pushed up to my line and you're just pushing me over the line. So we talked about this in our other, in our other videos already. Is violence the answer? And, minding your business, right? So it's like, sometimes it's better just to be cool. It takes a lot less effort to be cool, to smile, to overlook a situation than it does to be aggressive in a situation. And especially a situation where you're scared. Now, we know this dude was scared because he was hiding behind his wife. Let me see if I can find it. Let me shoot back over there and look where he's at. Behind her. Right? She ain't holding him back. She's not going to be able to hold him back if he really wanted to do something. Right? He's not going to be able to hold her back. And then he put his wife in a bad position, or his girlfriend, whatever she is to him, he put her in a bad position, because now she's not in control of her emotions. She runs up and jumps into it and puts her hands on this lady. Pointing in their face, jumps in the middle, pointing in somebody's face, the kid's face. Then the lady's like, I don't know if it's his mother or sister or somebody or aunt or somebody, jumps in and is like, hey, wait a minute, don't attack him. And what does she do? She knocks the lady's hand away. She probably didn't even realize that she was going to do it. She probably didn't even think like, oh, I'm going to make contact with this person in an aggressive fashion. I think the level of emotion in the situation probably was just so high, and it happened so fast that she just did what she would naturally do. And she ain't built for that. You're not really built for that. Your mouth is running, but that don't mean your behind is going to be able to cash that check. You understand what I'm saying? So your mouth is running, but that's not what's going to save you. We see it time and time and time again, where they're getting smacked down and getting themselves in a bad situation because they can't stop talking. And they jumping in, assuming that nothing can happen to them because they feel like they're the authority. They feel like they're owed a certain level of respect and that they're the boss or something. Like you work for them and they're your boss or something, and they're going to tell you what to do. No common just respect for another human. You don't control that person. You don't have any right to control that person. Even if that person is way out of pocket, you don't really have a right to control them. You are not the police. You don't have an authority over them. So even if they dead wrong, in whatever the situation is, you still don't have the right to really assert yourself in that way and then be physical with them. And I'm trying to understand why it happens. We got to make this make sense. Why does this continue to happen where these people, especially older people, are jumping in the faces of women. They jumping on kids, and they're being aggressive to women and kids. And then when a man show up, they got to back up, or they hiding behind a woman, or you feel that tension that was way up here start to go like this ASAP, because they know like there's a certain level of danger. It's like if you was walking down the street and a dog got loose, and you see this pit bull coming at you or whatever, what you gonna do? You're gonna look for safety. You're gonna try to run. You're gonna try to get away, because you're like, whoa, I feel threatened at this point in time. I don't know what this dog is gonna do. I don't know this dog. I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel threatened, right? You're gonna get out the way. But in these situations, it just seems like they can't stop themselves from going into the danger and going deeper into the danger. When the danger is backing away, they're still progressing. And this is one thing I see with this young man in this situation. It was like he stood his ground. He's not backing up, because he's like, I'm going to stand here and assert my position as a man. I'm going to be here because there's no reason why you should be telling me I can't be where I am, or telling me anything in this situation. Buy your cookies and go home. Go home safe. Smile. You in a store buying cookies. What are you mad about? I mean, I heard the cookies wasn't all that, but I mean, you about to eat some nasty cookies. Maybe your wife made you go there or whatever, buy some nasty cookies that you don't even like, and now you mad and you try to take it out on the young man. But all I'm saying is, buy your cookies and go home. It's easy. It's real simple. You buy your cookies and you take your behind in your car and you go to your house or wherever you got to go. But stay out of people's face. How hard is this? And if it's a conflict situation, you got to know how to like kind of de-escalate it a little bit and don't cause no conflict. What possibly could be going on in a cookie establishment it's probably big as this room that I'm in? What could possibly irk you so bad? The guy cut you in line or something? Hey, I was in line. I'm sorry, I was in line. My wife is here or whatever like that. I was in line first. And the dude kind of barks at you or whatever, get behind him in line. Ease back off it. Don't say nothing else. You don't have to say nothing else. You don't have to make no smart remark. You ain't got to get in nobody's face. Let them go first. Let them go. Let them do their thing, because obviously this is more important to them than what this whole situation actually is or whatever, and just let it be. Don't make no eye contact. Don't make no sounds. Talk to your wife or whatever. Smile with her and let it be what it is. That's what we do. Most of the time, that's what you see black and brown people doing. Even when they're confronted by people, they're just kind of like, hey, trying to tamp the situation down a little, bring that temperature down a little bit. And to be incredulous to us sometimes, because we don't even understand where it came from. So we just like, whoa, like, wait a minute. It's like I seen a video of, I don't have it here, but I seen a video of the guy in the store who's buying the black doll or black character or whatever. He's buying it maybe for his kid or something. And the lady's trying to give him her Christian pamphlet, but she's telling him that the doll is a demon and shit. Like, come on, man. Why? You just seen the doll. You didn't know that doll at all. You just happened to walk by, seen the doll or whatever like that. You saw it was black, and all of a sudden it's demonic because the doll's black. And then you try to give him your Christian literature, and then tell him since he didn't take it, you gonna tell him he's going to hell. Who are you to be that authority? Who are you? Why are you creating conflict, but at the same time trying to get him to come over to your side and join you in your church or your religion or whatever like that? And you gotta believe what I believe. And he's looking at you and knowing that you're unhinged. You don't got it together. You a mess. But I'm supposed to go be like you. While you're disparaging my choice of toy for my kid because it's a black skin toy. And it's not even animated or real. It's just a toy. Why does it bother you so much? It's crazy to me. So yeah, I mean, I think, it's crazy with this situation, but in this situation, you see how the lady struck out first. She actually made contact and hit this woman physically, and then gonna say she didn't do it. So I think there's a combination of two things, right? I think it's like they kind of get into it emotionally, and then they do things, and then it becomes a thing like, I've gotta absolve myself from blame for what I just did. Sometimes they don't even remember what they did because they're so emotionally involved with it. But then she knew, oh, I hit this lady, and now is going to be some backlash for it. And now I've got to say that I didn't do nothing, because she's really trying to protect herself from what occurs in a consequence for her actions. She's trying to prevent what could occur. And so now she's got to get loud, and she's got to, hold her husband back or whatever like that, and act like she's mediating the situation when she's not. She's not mediating that situation. You're adding fuel to the fire. And then they're going to want to call the police and all that, because they feel like the police are their dog to be able to sick on people. And they feel like, especially if it's a black person, they know when the police show up, automatically they expect that they're going to be the one who is taken seriously, the person who's going to make the complaint, and the individual that they're complaining against, the black person, is definitely going to be the perpetrator and the person who should get arrested. That's what they think. And I don't know where you get that from. You can't just walk around doing whatever you want to do, putting your hands on people and doing things that you should not do, and expecting that they're just going to look past that and just allow you to do whatever you want to do to maybe hurt somebody else or to put somebody else in a bad position, and trying to get them locked up or trying to get them arrested. It's not cheap to be getting lawyers and having to get bailed out and all these kind of things, if that's the situation or whatever. That's not cheap. So they're trying to inflict some kind of damage on you using the police and the authorities to actually do it. And why the police and the authorities fall for it, I don't know. Now, we've seen videos. I'm not going to say we haven't seen videos where the police be like, yo, you tripping, and you should be arrested because you are the one who assaulted the person first. But you better have video proof. Because if you ain't got the video proof, you going down. It's just like a man and a woman, right? If a man and woman have a problem or some type of domestic dispute or whatever like that, man, 9 times out of 10, if there's no video or there's no proof or nothing like that, a dude could go down just on the word of the woman. She turn them tears on, boy, it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's over. I got friends that has happened to where it's like, yo, I didn't even do nothing, and they end up in jail for the weekend. I've seen it happen. It's like, so, thank goodness for the cameras and stuff like that. They're telling us, it tells us what really goes on. Now, the story can get told whatever way it wants to get told, but sometimes they be lying. Okay, they just be lying. But let me get into the second one here. We're going to play the second video real quick and see what y'all think of this video here too. You might have seen it before, and we're going to see what it worked out to be.
This video.
So the caption on it here is, a black screenwriter was dragged off a train after an elderly woman complained to the police about the way that he was sitting. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. We'll play it through and then we'll talk about it.
Where a black writer for the show The Bear had the cops called on him because this white woman didn't like the way he was sitting. Listen to this.
Arrest the one black dude on the train because this white woman said she didn't like the way I was sitting on the train. So you call the police. You call the police to arrest the one black dude on the train. I haven't done anything illegal. I haven't done anything illegal. I haven't done anything illegal. I am sitting on a train, and one white woman didn't like my presence. Resisting what? Resisting what? What are you trying to arrest me for? I was sitting on a train. I was sitting on a train, and you're trying to arrest me for what? Can I not even know what you're trying to arrest me for? Because a white woman, this white woman, resisting what? Am I being arrested?
This happened to Alex O'Keefe, who has been a writer on The Bear, and he's also been a speechwriter for people like Elizabeth Warren. And according
So this is another situation of somebody not being able to mind their business. He's sitting on a train. You might see what the way that he's sitting on the train or whatever, and you don't like it. I've been on public transportation. There are people that do things on public transportation that you may not agree with. But you just going from here to there, and you can ignore that. If it's not in your public space, he's not touching you, he's not threatening you in any kind of way, let it be what it is. And I noticed that they're sitting in a whole other row. She's sitting in a whole other row. So from what it looks like to me, let's go back over here. Looks like to me that there's a row of seats here. There's probably a row of seats that are facing on this side too. And then he's on the other side. Typically that might be how that is. Like there'll be seats that are facing them or whatever. But you can see they're taking up some space here in the area too on this train. They got a big suitcase in the middle of the thing. She got her walker there or whatever like that or whatever. Somebody could say, why are you taking up all the space on the train? You need to put your bag under your chair or move this out the way or something. But would they be right to do that? No, if they're not running the train. They're not the conductor of the train. They're not security on the train. They're just there. So why is it that she had such an issue with the way that he was sitting on the train? This is crazy. And this is not somebody who's like, oh, this is a street thug and by looking at him, she feels like, oh, he's a criminal. You know, I mean, this man is a screenwriter. So, I mean, you know, I think a lot of times they just look at us, especially as black men, and especially when we're young, they look at us and think he's a criminal. Something that he's doing just by his presence has to be wrong. He's doing something that I don't like. And it can be as simple as sitting down. He can't sit on the train without somebody minding his business and trying to be an authority and tell him what to do. Now, we respect our elders, but we can respectfully say, hey, listen, I don't have to listen to you. I'm comfortable the way that I am. She would have had a problem with him regardless of how he was sitting. She had a problem with him just because he was there. She had that issue with him because he was there and was a black kid. And then she calls the conductor, and the conductor is not like, well, ma'am, it's okay for him to just sit there. He's not bothering you. He's not saying anything to you or whatever. It's okay. Now, the conductor's got to stop the train and call the police. See, this is the problem that we have. We can have the police called on us, and the person that called the police is not even questioned. They don't even know what happened, and they're already pulling the black man off the train. It's a fairly good-looking young black man. Judging by the way that he looks, let's go back over here and take a look here. Respectable black man. I don't know about that haircut, that afro. Maybe you need to get it lined up a little stronger, and maybe the mustache kind of threw him off or whatever. Maybe he wasn't dressed in a tuxedo. But was it necessary for him to be dressed in a tuxedo for you to feel like he's respectable? They just saw him on a train and thought like he was just any other black man. And so that meant that he definitely had to have something wrong with him. His presence just made them upset. And so the police will show up and They don't even ask any questions. They'll just pull you off the train because they have their agenda. And once you involve them, then they're going down the pathway that they want to go down, which is to criminalize you and almost make you feel like you're guilty, but without even knowing your name. They didn't articulate to him what he did wrong for him to have to stop his day, get off the train, simply because somebody didn't like the way he was sitting. That's nonsense. And they didn't even question her. They never said anything to her. Let's watch the rest of this and see if we get some more information here.
With Warren. And according to reports and Alex's own accounts, he was on a train going to Connecticut. He was sitting minding his own business when she got on and started to complain about the way he was sitting. When Alex refused, she went to the conductor and the conductor called the police. And as they were waiting for the police to arrive, one of the people that was with the old lady told Alex, "You're not the minority anymore." Alex was taken off the train. He was handcuffed and questioned for a while. But then when he reminded them that he was not given a lawyer and that the cops didn't even talk to the old white woman and get her statement, that's when they let him go. And just a reminder, this is what white people do. They weaponize the police this way. There was a time in this country where any white person could tell any person of color, especially black people, "Hey, go to the store for me." And if they didn't, they could call the cops on a black kid for not going to the store for them. And it seems like we're right back there, that if a black person does not sit up straight, any white person can call the cops on them. And the cops will come and happily oblige. And this is nothing against Alex. He seems like a great person. But I'm talking about people who think that if you're good enough and you do everything right and you're exceptional, that white people will accept you. Alex seems exceptional. But unfortunately, any white person can strip a person of color of all that. All they have to do is call the police and say, "He's sitting wrong." And if in any way you're feeling sorry for this old lady, like, "Oh, look at her. Maybe she was confused. Maybe she didn't know." No, she knew exactly what she was doing. I'm sure this isn't the first time she's weaponized the police against a black body or any person of color.
So I think my man has a point here. Shea Guerrero, ENG. Thank you for bringing that video to us and adding your commentary to it. I feel like she did know what she was doing. Because like he said, it becomes a weapon. The police become their weapon. Because like I've been saying, they don't have the authority to tell you to do anything. But they got to call somebody that does have the authority. And so they wield it like a bludgeon against us. And it's wrong. And I'm not saying it only would happen to somebody black. I'm just saying that in our experience, being a black person, it happens often in our experience. It could be kids skateboarding somewhere. There are people that jump in and want to take their skateboards and throw their skateboards and try to break their stuff, just getting in their way, when they could just go in their office and mind their business. Go mind your business. Let the police or whoever handle that if they happen to show up. But if nothing happens and the kids just had a good time, leave them alone. They want to be the authority so bad, and they want to tell somebody what to do so bad that they create these situations that could be dangerous for other people. And this guy, like he was saying, this guy is not some street thug. He probably doesn't have a record. He probably hasn't been locked up a bunch of times. This is an upstanding young man who works, and he's doing everything right. And it's still not good enough because his skin says you probably are a criminal, or you're probably going to do something that I don't like, or you're doing something I don't like, and I can get you in trouble for that. It's the most elementary and childish thing to do to somebody. I told you in another video, people need to take their mind, their business pills. I really wish they would. Like, just leave people alone. Don't create conflict where it's not necessary. And if you're arguing like, well, no, I should be able to create conflict, then that's a you problem. That's not our problem. That's a you problem. But we got to deal with it. We got to deal with the aftermath of it. And it's crazy. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Do you think that we have a certain way that we should handle these type of conflicts? Some people want to get physical about it. Other people want to use their words. Other people want to ignore it. what's the way that you handle these conflicts when they come your way? So I'm going to try to create some merch. I came up with a small design or a bunch of designs yesterday, so I'll throw some of them up here on the screen here at the end here, just maybe before the video, and you can kind of see what they look like, and then maybe we create the t-shirts out of them or something like that. Maybe we'll have a little merch, because I got to monetize this channel some sort of way. Not making a whole lot of money from this. Not making any money from this really right now. It's not really my intention so much, is just to make money from it, but I want to bring awareness to what we're going through, the situation that we're in, and just have conversation about it. I invite you guys to interact with me, like and subscribe, so that, maybe if we do get monetized, I get a couple of coins from it, and that helps me to subsist on a daily basis. But yeah, check out the t-shirts. Let me know what you think. Once again, it's Derek. Make that make sense. Peace.
Watching circus, the whole world stage. I read the script, but we not on the same page. I try to take my time when I'm out here speaking my mind, but I thoroughly believe some people need to be slapped from time to time. I see the state of the world. What's really going on? Everybody going on. What's really going on? Make another one. What's really going on? I think we need some answers. What's really going on? What's the motivation? Everybody fighting, taking out their frustration. I used to think it came from a lack of information, but people using Google to see the latest altercation. My nerves benefit when I'm lost in meditation. It's hard for you to heal when the remedy is patience. They quick to pull the trigger if they off their medication, and it's radio silence, but you can't change the station. And people fed up, man, they robbing and they stealing. Don't even use a mask in front of cameras in the ceiling. That's retail theft, it's a cope, they not healing. It's painful to watch and make you wonder how they feeling. What the future is a mystery, man, I can't tell. They snitching on the homie before they even make bail. I ain't saying that they wrong, man, they trying to avoid jail, but the youth don't know the difference cause of the records they sell. And I don't like to think this generation is cooked, but something going on, that's the way that it look. Just a couple 100 years, that's the time that it took. If we survive and we alive, we should write us a book. I see the state of the world. What's really going on? Everybody going on. What's really going on? Make another one. What's really going on? I think we need some answers. What's really going on? See the state of the world. What's really going on? Everybody going on. What's really going on? Make another wonder. What's really going on? I think we need some answers. What's really going on? We fight for access, they fighting us to slam the door. Immune to prosecution, killers, then they kill some more. Said our lives don't matter what you in these streets for. We killed ourselves so much we ended up not even sure. What you gonna teach the baby daddies in a prison cell? Or 6 feet in the dirt cause prosecutors made him tell. Make it so bad, he probably told on himself. They do that nowadays, incriminate theyself. Making videos, they investigate theyself. News said the boy's a rapper, he don't have no wealth. So now they talking free him, the chances are slim. It's a light at the end of the tunnel, but that shit's real dim. And what about these rappers that's addicted to lean? What they was promoting to the kids is promethazine. And these chicks only popping cause they mouth is crass. It don't matter if the lyrics and delivery trash. And these producers put them out cause they harder for cash. Y'all give them a pass cause they can shake their ass. What the hell going on? When we gon' get right? It's a lot going on, situation is tight. I see the state of the world. What's really going on? Everybody going on. What's really going on? Make another one. What's really going on? I think we need some answers. What's really going on? See the state of the world. What's really going on? Everybody going on. What's really going on? Make another wonder. What's really going on? I think we need some answers. What's really going on? Things about to change. I got this AI now. Freaking habit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't talking to us about how we finna get some money when these robots take our jobs. Yeah, I'm out here trying to pop a balloon looking for love. Be out there trying to find you some money, buy you some property, get off somewhere safe.